Vegas version that took you. It's your boy, I'm back. Hey, check this out. Last time we left off, I believe I talked about when Bray got killed. I don't need to go over that and how much that shook me up. All I know is that I was empty inside. I ain't care. As time went on in prison and the war began to spread on the street, I began to have a close relationship with the Bloods. I started to hang out with, you know, guys like Brian Jackson, B Mac, even though he was using me as protection. Then I was hanging out with Leatrick and Easy Money and Bankroll Bob. Bankroll Bob, he was having all the dope back then, you know. And I was right hand man with Gangsta Rob. So I'm from Rosease with all this power. I'm with the Bloods sometimes. They my daily crew. I'm not hanging out with my homeboys like I should. I'm with the Bloods every day. Everybody knew that, you know. And it wasn't like I didn't want to be with my homeboys, but I felt, the Bloods, what they was doing. I got into the drugs and all that old stuff in prison real tough. Everybody know me when it came to that weed, and I was on it. And Bankroll was having it. So I was with the Bloods a lot, man, and that kind of like helped solidify, our alliance in Indian Springs, because whenever I got into something, the Bloods was right there, ready to go, no questions asked. And then they sent my cousin K Loco, Kevin Robinson down there, and him, B.I., Butter, Honey Bear, all the Bolo, all the all the Cali Bloods had their own car, but they was in alliance with the Vegas Bloods. And the Vegas Bloods, me and Dirty Rock was aces. Me and 10 Ounce, Big 10 Ounce was aces. You know what I mean? Me and Goo was cool, Flap. All the Bloods that was on that yard, and it was 1,000 of them. We was real cool. Now, one thing about me, when I got stabbed the second time, I made a vow that I would not allow that to happen again. So I had an idea, and I brought it to Gangsta Rob one day. I said, hey man, everybody that's coming up in here from the streets, from here on out, when they hit the yard, they got to get down. We got to, because every time something happen, I'm always getting stabbed. I'm the only one getting carried off on a goddamn gurney. And always the first. I'm the first one to take flight. So I feel that when they come up in here, we need to check their tank. We need to see what they really about. And I got that idea from when we was jumping each other back on the set back in 91 and 90. I think that was 91 at Piggy's Park when we was doing them cordons, because people weren't putting in no work. And I felt the same way. I felt that when we get into something in prison, when the dust settle, I'm always stabbed the f up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I was tired of that, man. And I didn't think I had no future. Plus, I had other ambitions, and you shall see. So Gangster was like, do what you got to do, basically. And I was wondering. I used to think that Gangster used to just be this, this guy that just had this. He felt like, damn, man, the homie got stabbed. I know his daddy. I know his mom. I changed his pampers. I thought he had that type of, empathy toward me. I didn't know that it was, in fact, that Gangster had a serious drug problem. And Gangster liked that heroin. I knew he did up north. I didn't really pay attention. That's not my business, you know. But when he came down to Indian Springs and he moved in the room with this dude from Chicago named Ted, it got bad. Meaning that his habit, cause I come to the room one day and I stumble upon him and Ted, and there was this other guy in there too. And I wonder if I'm not gonna even put you out there though, but you were sitting in the dresser doorway, and you were gloomy eyed, and Gangster then was over there by the dresser, and I came in the room and the whole room smelled like vinegar. What the hell going on up in here? I realized they was over there shooting up, Hey Ron, and you was sitting in the dresser drawer, and you know who I'm talking to. I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Because your business is your business. But you was sitting in that dresser drawer though, you know who I'm talking to, and I asked you what was going on, and you was rubbing your back, and you was like, I don't know, and I'm like, man, y'all in there shooting up, you know what I'm saying? The gangster was like, nigga, close the door. Excuse my French. I closed the door, right? And I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. This is the leader, you know, and he in here shooting up, you know, he doing his thing, you know. I'm telling the truth. This is real. Now, this other particular guy sitting in the TV little, they had these little like where you can hang up your clothes and you can put your TV and all that. It's like a little wooden TV thing where you can sit down in it or whatever. But the guy that was sitting right there, he kept rubbing his back hella hard, and I'm like, "The hell wrong with you?" And he was like gloomy eyed. And then all of a sudden, he ran over there to the toilet and just throwing up hella hard. Blah! I'm like, what the? I'm like, oh man. And Gangsta them is just like going on as usual, like ain't nothing happening. Like this dude ain't over here throwing up his guts. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm about to leave, but all of a sudden Gangsta pushed him out the way, the dude that was throwing up, and then he threw up. I was like, what? This. I just left out the room. I left out the room, but I left mess. I left everything was like what I was like, what the fuck? That's and there's other stuff that he was dealing with, but I'm like, and so that really made me like, can't believe in nothing, man. The big homie dead on the street. The one that I seen people bow down to is in here, you know. So my ambitions got more, you know, let's just say aggressive. So when Gangster was real sick, I came over in his room. He was sick. He couldn't get out of bed. He couldn't. His celly was out on the yard looking for some more of that stuff to get him up. And that's when I caught him in his weakened state, and I talked about putting people back on when they come to the yard. I caught him in a weak moment, and he didn't care. I know if I caught Gangster when he was in his right mind and in his, he wouldn't allow that. But I knew in a weakened state that I can take advantage of this. So when he told me he didn't care, he just wanted what his celly was out there trying to get him. I took advantage of that. So I called the meeting. And everybody remember the meeting in the gym on the bleachers when I told y'all that we was finna start doing cordons. P Gangster and U Green got down first. Y'all remember? We was going to get people from unit to unit. Y'all remember that? Everybody got it. Everybody. And remember when I went to, remember Tyson, the boy that stayed in Unit 4 that was claiming Gerson, and when we came to get him, remember he ran in the unit, and he ran to the bubble, and when I went to the bubble, he started screaming, get away from me, sheepdog. Y'all remember it? He didn't want to be no G no more. See, we started separating the fake. We started separating the ones that were just hanging out because we had numbers. When we was trying to see if you can fight or if you was scared to fight 2 or 3 dudes, you didn't belong around us. And you would be amazed at how many people folded. A lot of people stood strong. Gugu and Lil G got down. For real. Everybody was getting, if you come to the yard, ain't no locking K's and no, you got to go get down. Go put your stuff in your room and let's head down there to this gym. We was fighting down there so much. The Cubans used to play dominoes down there by the pit stalls. Anybody been in the Springs back then? No, I'm not lying. They used to play dominoes down there. We was fighting back there so much they had to move. We was getting down back there, but see, it started going to my head because not only was I doing that, I started going to gangster and coming up with other stuff. Hey, when they hit for them sacks, man, they not kicking in, man. They not kicking in. Gangster really, he smoked weed, but he liked the heroin. But he'll take weed too. So I start pushing the issue. Let's start making these dudes, kick in. I made it seem like it's for the neighborhood. I'm not lying. Everybody want to know the truth about me. I'm telling you the truth about me. Y'all always called me this. Y'all always wondered why y'all never got along with me. It was because when my homeboy died, Bread, and after I've been stabbed up already twice, I didn't give a damn. I didn't think I was going home. I thought I was gonna die now. I wanted to. I wasn't gonna visit or nothing. I had ambitions of taking over, and I wasn't gonna stop until I did. Now, when I told them we should start putting the squeeze on the weed, one person started hitting big that anybody on their yard. Because you had people like Ace from California, Ace and Terry. They was breaking me off. I was getting broke off from Nathan and Terry. B. Mac Brian Jackson, he was having, y'all know he was paying me for protection. Charles Webb was paying me for protection. He was having the bud too. Let's just keep this thing a bang. Bankroll Bar was paying me for protection. Me, Easy Money, and Leetrick, and the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? People was paying for protection. But one person hit in the way that I have never seen in my life. Drive-by. Drive-by had 2 COs bringing him in something. This is nothing a fable. Everybody know about this, so this is not nothing new. All right? Biggie Smalls and Turner. He sucked his sister Biggie on his sister his twin. What's his twin name? Jamisha. What's his twin name? Jamisha. The Muslim girl. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Drive-by sister. But he sucked his sister on Biggie Smalls, the short fat CO, and then he had Officer Turner. Drive-by was hitting for a quarter pound. He was hitting for fifths of Tanqueray, Beef Eater, vodka, all kind of stuff. He was hitting for powder. That boy had water, the vanilla abstract bottle full. We was dipping Camels in water. Everybody that's listening to me from Vegas that was in Indian Springs at this time know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not exaggerating. We was dipping Camel non-filters in Sherm on that yard. He was hitting big. And when he started hitting, I had to put the clamp down. I had to. He would, listen, man, the Gersons was having so much on their yard, dope. We was selling ounces off Indian Springs yard, street to street. Ounces. We was moving it on their yard more than the Mexicans. We was moving it. We was having it. Everybody used to be grouped up in front of Unit 4. Every time DB went on visit, everybody was grouped up in front of Unit 4. It's 1,000 people out there. This dude listen, the COs had bought him in green contact lenses. He got green sweatsuits. He got suede K-Swiss. He got real Izzy Miyagi cologne, diamond earrings. He got all this in prison. For real. All the new CDs that came out, he had all that. The police was bringing him in all that. But when he got that water, when he got that shirt, look, I remember K-Wack came and told me he had it. And told me not to tell Drive-By that he told me. Because DB didn't want nobody to know. But when K-Wack told me that DB had that water, DB stayed in the room, I think it was either Rico or Google, whichever one. I went down there, I was down there like I was riding a bike. I was on there. I was down there, and I went up in there, and I got mine. Everybody, I went up in there and I got mine. I was wet on the yard with lotion smeared all over my body with some sweats on with no drawers up there over there by the gym wall screaming trying to hold the wall up. Wet, gone, on water in prison. I was gone. You know. But one thing I did have and I did achieve was I had my homeboys in rank and file. We added out everybody that wasn't a part of this and that was scared they had to go. Even Top Cat got it. Baby Whack and Scoot Jump got Top Cat. Wasn't nobody above it. And Cat was like the head whack on the yard, him and Lil Trap at that time. Everybody got it. Wasn't nobody above getting it. Big Darius, my cousin Darius Stewart. We had to seek like 5 of them on him because he was so big. But he said, hold on, let me move the bed out the room. He was a goon with it. He took it. You know? But check this out, though. On the street, right? The Northern Alliance, it was strong. All of the North was moving in unison, giving us the blues. Because we warm with all them, plus the back streets. Now, the 60s and the Gersons never got along. But now it's tensions because their name came up in Bread Killing. So now, the 60s on the radar, right? Then all of a sudden, the Northern Alliance, I don't know what happened. I'm not in their business like that. But this is what I feel I can speak on. I heard a couple incidents happen. You know, I heard E-Wack got wet up. That's what probably kicked it off. I heard Lil Loke from Donna, K-Rock, Cameron brother, got stumped to death. You know, and that's what really, you know, I guess kicked it off, you know. Then Lil Man from Donna got shot, I think on Christmas Day over Clepo House. Got smoked, you know, from Donna. And then Shaft from Donna got killed. Then Hold On from Donna got killed. Look, man, that the White Streets and the Donnas, that was bad. But that's their story, and they can tell it better than me. But that was bad, you know. And I got to say, you know, the boy E-Wack did, you know, he's a gunner. He did what he did, you know what I'm saying? He's a goon. He do, you know. Hey, it is what it is. You know, when we was in that life, that's what it was, and I ain't got, that's none of my business. You know what I mean? But, you know, I got ears just like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? And all you heard was E-Wack, 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 you know what I'm saying? And coming from the North, you know, that alliance, when that Donna and the White Streets went to war, that was forever, you know, fractured. And then the West Coast Bloods and White Streets went to war, because Big Alexis, well, not Big Alexis, that would be, he from 60s, but they call Alexis Andre Stampley from West Coast Blood. Alexis, he got killed, you know, and that brought the West Coast Bloods, you know, ferociously in the war against the White Streets. So everything started to be thrown off and going, you know, just going awry, you know what I mean? And the Northern Alliance was basically broken. Because after that, you know, the boy Hitman, that I was just in the penitentiary feuding with, you know, he got knocked down from Donna Street's villains. You know, the White Streets was out there laying low. You know what I'm saying? And for them to be such a small gang, you'd have thought they was the Rolling 60s up out of California, the way people was getting knocked down, for real. You'd have thought they was the Hoovers. They man, the White Streets wasn't no joke, man. And hey, you got to get credit where credit was due, man. It was nasty. You know what I'm saying? And that, like I say, that's their story, and they can tell it. I'm not on that. That's their laundry. That's for them to put it out there if they want to put it out there. But I felt I spoke on that enough. You know what I mean? But when I come back, I basically see I got things basically the way I want them. But I went from being someone who tried to solidify something and make it stronger than what it was for something to something that turned to I became a parasite to his own kind. I started bullying people. It went from this is for the car, and this is for the care package for the homies, to hey, how much money you got on your books? Go give me a carton of cigarettes to feed my drug habit. I want some weed, so I'm gonna use your money to go get it. It ain't for no care package. I am the care package, and people know I was doing that. I was bullying. I don't feel good about that because every bully meet his match. Every dog has his day, and to every Billy badass, there's a Billy badasser. I had to find out all that, and I did. But at that moment, I didn't care. I was consuming. I was consuming my own. I was consuming drugs. I was consumed in anger. I was consumed in hate. I was consumed in revenge. I was consumed in no hope. I didn't think I was going home. My attitude was the only reason why CEO went home is because I allowed him to. That's how knee deep I got into prison politics and the just wretchedness of being in the institution. When I come back, TJ Lowe, Tony Smith from Donna Street Crips, the one that testified against me, he hit the yard. And for the first time, Biscuits and Gravy moved as a unit. When I come back from the ground up, you know what's up. And check this out. I don't read comments. If you trolling me, thank you. Without you, there's no me. I'm forever humbled that you have an opinion about me. I'm forever humbled that you would waste time out of your life and spend it on me. I am truly humbled. But I'm also a realist. And I know, just like you know, that in reality, if I ever get my hands on you, you will Shakespeareically wash your drawers. Yeah, you will. You will wash drawers. And then you know what else? I'm going to do like Gangsta Rob used to do. I'm going to go get the hanger. And you know where that's going, huh? Mm-hmm. From the ground up, the Meadows.